Welcome to the Hypnolady Show. I'm Maureen Pisani, your host, and here we will discuss all sorts of topics regarding life, its problems, complementary modalities that help, and what to do to empower yourself on a daily basis. We will discuss all kinds of modalities and how and why they give you results and what you can do to have a better today every day. As we go through episode by episode, I will be discussing all kinds of topics, but remember, I will never highlight a problem without offering you a solution. So make sure you listen all the way. Fair? Ready? Good. Let's go. Well, hello there. Welcome to the Hypnolady Show. I'm Maureen Pisani, your host, and today we're going to talk about Neuro-Linguistic Programming, or as it's known, NLP. We're going to talk about it, discuss it, explain what it cannot do. And by the way, if you have questions, you know the drill. The hypnoladyshow.com. Contact Maureen and send me suggestions, messages, questions, topics, whatever it is you want to discuss, I'm here for you. So, neuro-linguistic programming. What exactly is it? The definition is, it's the study and science of excellence. It breaks down the how. So if I wish to learn how to rollerblade. With neuro-linguistic programming, I can break down the program as in the style, the strategy, the technique. And then, by the way, I can implement it, break it down, and give it to my brain in a certain way that I can then learn how to rollerblade. It's a technique that's done cognitively, as in you and I right now talking. It's a technique where participation is important, obviously, because I would never want to impose anything on you. But it's a technique also that has a bad reputation. So any of the tools I've mentioned, and any of the tools I will mention, the delineating factor here is intention. Now, as a hypnotherapist, I do a lot of networking, whether in person or online. I still do networking. And a lot of people, it is amazing to me. I'll go shake their hands, hi, and they say, so, and I answer, I'm Maureen Pisani, and they usually say, so what do you do? And I say, I'm a hypnotherapist. Do you do NLP? Yes, actually, I use NLP. Yes, I'm a trainer in NLP. And you see the response, right? Because they're connecting to a negative memory or a negative comment or a negative story. So then, because sometimes I can be mischievous, I look at them and say, so how many murders have you committed? And they are shocked. They're like, oh my gosh. And I smile and I say, well, don't you own a knife? I know you have a knife in your kitchen. They say, well, of course I have a knife in my kitchen. So if you have a knife, doesn't that mean you murdered people? And they go, no, it doesn't. Well, thank you. Because just because I'm a trainer in NLP and I utilize NLP in my practice doesn't mean I've abused people. It's all intention. Now, I will give you hands down that there are certain people out there who are unethical and that, yes, will use tools like NLP for bad purposes. But that's not me. And I need you to know that whenever you talk to anybody, always ask, what is the purpose? What is the goal? And by the way, if anybody's working with you, you have full right to refuse. So if something feels yucky, don't do it. Simple as that. So NLP, what exactly is NLP? Neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro, thinking, linguistic, speech patterns, programming. What I think and what I say creates. And there's the truth. Simple things. Kids, soccer teams, basketball teams, baseball teams. You know if their energy is ready to win. Are they walking onto the field to win? Or are they walking onto the field just not to lose? Big change and shift in energy, right? You just look at them, they're like, oh man, they're going to kick our butts. Or, kidding, we got this. It's how we live. Translate it into our life. Oh man, I would love that promotion. They'll never give it to me. Done. I just excluded myself from the possibility of receiving that promotion. Man, I would love that car. I'll never make enough money to own that car. Done. How we think. Now, this is all coming in together because neuro-linguistic programming is a tool. That's it. It's a tool to help you. So there are things that we do unconsciously, and according to who you're working with, Like one of the reasons I utilize NLP is for sales. We all have a buying strategy. You don't just willy-nilly do what you think you do naturally. We have a strategy. Now, in NLP, I can ask, if I was a car salesman, if I was a yacht salesman, if I wanted to sell you your house, if I knew neuro-linguistic programming to make it easier of a process for you and me, I would ask you a series of questions, which is going to show me your buying strategy, which then I can present my product in a way that makes it easier for you to see if you like it or not. Instead of going around, well, I know I want a car. Well, I want it to be a sedan, not an SUV, or a pickup truck, not an SUV. Well, what do you want? So if I walk you through that, then you know. What about choices? What do we eat? What do we drink? There are some of us who cannot say no to bread, to candy, to cakes, to cookies, to sweets. There are some of us who can't say no to cigarettes. There are some of us who can't say no to alcohol. There are some of us who can't say no to, let's call them certain interesting websites online. If you are at a point where you know it's deterring your life, it's damaging your relationships, it's hurting you on so many levels, but you have no idea how to stop, neuro-linguistic programming, in the way I utilize it, is the first step to begin the transformation. And then, because by now you know that we have a conscious and an unconscious mind, when we reset the conscious mind with the neuro-linguistic programming techniques and modality switches, then we lock it in with hypnosis in the unconscious mind, and then transformation occurs. Yes, it is that effective. But it's something where, like, if you want to switch off eating carbs, neuro-linguistic programming can help. If you want to switch an emotion, you know that you're usually confident, but the second you're in for an interview, all you do is stutter and stammer, become a blubbering idiot. So with NLP, we can do something that's called anchors, and you can trigger anchors, and you can get things to be with full intention, by the way. You're waiting in the waiting room, and you know any second now they're going to call your name for the interview. And you can have your system set that if you push a knuckle, if you push and pinch your earlobe, if you do this, because that's how you set it, you launch into confident, competent, fluent, smooth, and you get the job. Now that would be utilizing in a beneficial way, don't you think? So when it comes to how we do this, why has NLP it's gotten a bad rap, right? Well, because some people did use it badly, but a lot of people use it positively. The creators, Bandler and Grinder, actually share a story where they helped the military snipers improve their efficiency by something ridiculous, like 90%, because they broke down the how. The other thing and you'll hear this, so I'm going to share it with you, NLP has also another aspect to it called timeline. And a lot of people do breakthroughs with emotions, heavy emotions, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt, regret, a lot of emotions, tough emotions, bad situations. And you can work them in a way cognitively to clear out the past. And with timeline therapy, you set things in the future. You can. It is basically having more tools in your toolbox to finesse how you release the past, how you live today, and how you launch your future. If you have the right intention, which obviously I do because I am ethical, if you have the right intention, collaboration with NLP and hypnosis will gift you an outcome you once thought was a wish. What else can you do today? You know, we like to have a more positive approach to life. You know that as much as you really wish and as you really attempt to do your best, sometimes you slip up. And sometimes the most negative of sentences escapes your lips. Okay. Instantaneously, the second it's out, you go, oops, what I meant to say was, and switch it. You say it once, you fix it once. You say it 10 times, you fix it 10 times. You say it 100 times, you fix it 100 times. Eventually, your thinking pattern will transform into positive. What I meant to say was, and fix it. Because this way you're empowered. This way you get to do it. You get to be you, the best you possible. And the only one who can determine who the best you possible is going to be is you. That's right. So come from a space where you're allowing. Now, with neuro-linguistic programming, there's something that is super efficient for all of us. And you're seeing me do this because it's natural for all of us. I'm going to be mentioning it further down with study habits. But right now, I want you to have a little sneak peek. So when people tell you, I can't remember, or I would love to remember more, or I study like crazy, but I forget, I blank out. Or they tell you, it doesn't matter how much I study, I don't retain it. So if you imagine, we have 5 senses: sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. So in NLP world, they are visual, auditory, kinesthetic, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, gustatory, taste, and olfactory, smell. So taste and smell are the weaker ones. So those kind of stay in the background. They do participate, but they're in the background. So the main 3 senses that we basically upload information through are vision, hearing, and touch. So if you imagine the old style filing cabinet with 3 drawers, if when you live life, study, experience, you put everything in the top drawer, but when you're panicked and frantic, trying your damnedest to remember, you're searching in the bottom drawer, would you ever find that information? No, of course not. So you need to know where you store it. So in neuro-linguistic programming, we have exercises to find out which of the 3 main senses you utilize the fastest to upload information. So here's a secret. Do this exercise after you watch this, after you hear this. But imagine, and it's not going to take you a lot of imagination, but imagine I'm an alien and I say, these humans talk about a bell. What's a bell? If you were having a conversation with me and I didn't know what a bell was, how would you describe the bell? So take a few moments and write it down, and then see. Your description is going to share which of those senses you utilize to filter information. So if you tell me a bell is shaped like a skirt, and sometimes it is shiny and sometimes it is matte, that's very visual, right? What if you tell me, well, bells are usually metal or clay? That's very tactile, so that's kinesthetic. Bells are what they make sound with. That's auditory. So if you tell me it's shaped like a skirt and you continue describing the bell, then you're going to tell me the first sense is visual. If you tell me it's made primarily from metal or clay, then it's kinesthetic. So that's the sense you upload information with. And if you tell me the bell is what makes sounds, then you're auditory. So this is important because to learn, if you're primarily visual, then you need pictures, then you need to write to actually read, or you reread the book. If you're tactile, then you have to write it. And if you're auditory, then you need to listen to the recordings. So if you're auditory, reading it silently is going to do buckus for you. If you're kinesthetic and you're just reading it, nothing's going to be upgraded. Nothing's going to be imported because you're missing out on that sense. So if you need to learn something fast, find out which sense uploads the most information for you fastest. If you're looking to retrieve the information now, if you tell me the bell is shaped like a skirt, and sometimes they're shiny and sometimes they're matte, then you're visual. So if you're attempting to remember something visual, me looking up here, my left, your right, I'm looking top left here, that to me is remembering visual. So the easiest way you're going to remember is You're going to say the sentence. My right is your remembering. So your right is my remembering. See that? If I want to remember a word, a phrase, a sentence, a conversation, what exactly did he say? How exactly did he say it? What exactly did she say? I need to look ear level left. If I go over here, I'm going to find the files with the words. If I want to find out how I felt at that particular hotel, how was the bed? I look down to my right baby toe. If I look down here, I'm going to get feelings. So I'm going to get feelings as in sensations. How comfortable was the bed? Or emotions. When that happened, how did I feel? So those are the three. Now, why is this important? Because if you have children, if you have, let's call them angelic teenagers, and you say, did you clean your bedroom? And they go like this. Yeah, your right is my remembering. Yeah, then they're telling you the truth. Did you clean your bedroom? Yeah. See what I mean? Very useful. Did you finish the project on the deadline? Yeah. Okay, we're good. Did you submit that project before the deadline? Oh, yeah, absolutely. So here's how we can utilize it. And here's how, by the way, this is just a tiny portion of a drop from the ocean that is neuro-linguistic programming. It is a phenomenal tool to use with pure intention. So let's talk about it. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have suggestions, if you have issues you'd like to talk to me about, of course, the hypnoladyshow.com, contact Maureen, send me the messages, and I'll respond. For now, this is it from my end. Again, remember, shine brightly and continue being blessed. Bye-bye. It's been great having you with me. If you're interested in getting daily updates, just subscribe to this podcast, in which case it will pop up every single day for you to listen to. If you'd like me to bring up a certain topic or answer specific questions, reach out to me at thehypnoladyshow.com. Find Contact Maureen and send it over. Thank you for joining me. I really, truly appreciate you. If you enjoyed what's been shared today, feel free to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. That's it for me. I'm looking forward to talking with you tomorrow, but for now, shine at your brightest and continue to be blessed.